Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. Welcome everyone to our online mindful community. This is the Maryland Meditation Center. At the moment, we are an online community, the space for meditation lovers from around the world. Wherever you are, feel free to join us every Saturday evening like this, 7 to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. So let's time to meditate. So first thing first, wherever you are, you plan to sit on the floor, plan to sit on the chair. I'd like you to find the most comfortable sitting position for yourself. The very most, because we'll be sitting about 30 to 35 minutes. This is not too long. If you can find that position, so you can sit, nicely and relaxingly for the next 30 to 35 minutes without coming back and change your sitting position. Softly and gently close your eyes. The same way you close your eyes when you go to sleep. Welcome your mind back to this very present moment, here and now. Back to the room, back to the breath. Following your breath in and out for a few times. Notice how your chest is rising when you inhale and falling back down when you exhale. Notice how your belly is expanding when you inhale and contracting back down when you exhale. Feel the center of your body, the turning point between the inhales and the exhale. This is the home of the mind. Feel the sensation around your physical body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Feel the energy or the ground support underneath your bottom and your seat. Feel your clothes touch against your skin. Just observe this whole sensation of your body. Welcome the peace and relaxation. Feel grateful and appreciation for the time that you deserve to be happy, to be at peace at the end of the day like this. If you notice any stress or tension in any part of the body, take a moment to release and relax those tensions from your body. Make sure you don't squeeze your eyes too tight. There shouldn't be any stress or tensions around the eyes. Release the muscle around your forehead, eyebrows, your cheek, nose, your chin and your jaws. Relax. Loosen the muscle around your throat, both of your shoulders, your arms, your palms and your fingers. Relaxed. Relax your chest, abdomen, your back and your spine. Relaxed. Sit with your back and spine straight up, so you can sit in balance and not falling asleep. Feel the relaxation go downwardly to your bottom, your thighs, your knees, both legs, both of your feet and to the tip of your toes relaxed. As your body becomes more relaxed, your mind tends to be more relaxed as well. Less and less thought in the mind. So take this time to slowly let go all of your worries and responsibilities that related to your work, your study, your business, something that you plan to do. Put everything aside while we meditate. Letting go is essential when it comes to meditation. The sooner the mind can let go, the faster the mind can come back to the body and stay still. Let go everything in the past right before you come to the session. Not to worry about something in the future. Do your best to guide the mind to stay at the present moment fully. And cherish your mind with happiness and joy. Slowly disconnect yourself from the outside world and reconnect yourself to the world of inner peace within. This meditation journey is about you getting to know the nature of your own mind and develop the quality of your own mind. Develop the inner peace, develop the wisdom. So this is the journey of your own self to go deeper into your mind. And the mind is the refined element. We cannot force the mind to stop thinking. We cannot force the mind to let go and to have peace. So we need to take a very relaxed approach, easy, soft approach when it's come to the mind. So allow the mind to settle down into the body by itself. The place where the mind feels most comfortable and relaxed to stay still and to rest can be the center of the body, can be anywhere in the body. No need to think or analyze. Just simply follow your feeling. Wherever you feel good, feel easy, feel relaxed, and that is the place you should rest your mind. And each session is not the same. You need to ask yourself each time that you sit, what makes you feel most relaxed and comfortable? So wherever the mind feels relaxed, just let it be there. Whatever technique that the mind feels comfortable. And that's the technique that you should use in that session. So simply allow the mind to come back and stay still in the body. If you already feel relaxed and comfortable, you have found that place. And all you have to do is just let it be. Maintain the stillness of the mind with relaxation and consciousness. Stay relaxed and stay conscious. Keep the mind in balance and let it be. No need to analyze, no need to ask the question. Just be a good observer of your inner experience, of the nature of your mind. If your mind still wandering, cannot stay still, or get distracted by thought, this is perfectly normal. No need to get agitated. No need to fight with the thought. Learn how to be friend with the thought and let the thought pass by. And eventually, you slowly welcome the mind back to the peace and relaxation feeling. Come back to the balance and start over again. Some of you may use the object to keep the mind still, such as the full moon, the star, the crystal ball, the flowers. If you feel easy and comfortable, then you can visualize the object of your choice relaxingly, peacefully. Some of you may use the mantra, the word that you're reciting during your meditation to keep the mind focused, like peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm. Or in our tradition, we use the Pali word saying Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, meaning the path to the purity of the mind. So whichever phrase or word that you use, just to keep the mind still. Or you may visualize nothing, no object, no mantra. Just simply allow the mind to be still by itself. Stay still, stay relaxed, and stay content without any expectation. Just want to be still, just want to rest, just want to relax, and let it be. So let's meditate together in silence for a moment. Do your best to stay in balance between relaxation and consciousness. Stay still, stay relaxed, and stay content. Checking into the mind to see how the mind feels at the moment. Any thoughts, feelings, sensations. Notice how peace and calm of your mind at the end of the session. Allow the peace, joy, and happiness feelings, this positive energy, to circulate throughout your physical body, penetrate through every single cell in your body. Allow the whole body to feel fresh, relaxed, recharged, and rejuvenate. Develop the feeling of love, compassion toward yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself, to let go all of the wrongdoing in the past. Loving yourself means keep yourself pure, body, speech, and mind, bit by bit, little by little. Wishing yourself to be well, to be happy, to be free from suffering in the world. Share your loving kindness and compassion to everyone that you have a fond feeling with, your parents, spouse, children, friends, relatives. Wishing all of them to be well, to be happy, and to be free from all suffering and danger in the world. Continue to expand the circle of your loving kindness to your neighbor, people in your communities, people at work, at school, people that you know. You meet them regularly, but you may not know them well. Wishing all of them to be well and happy, to be free from suffering and danger in the world. Radiating your loving kindness and compassion, covering the whole communities, the whole country, neighboring country, and covering the whole world. Wishing all beings, human, animal, all the living beings, all the spirit, wishing all of them to be well, to be happy, to be comfortable, and to be free from all suffering and danger in the world. Wishing the whole world can live together in peace and harmony, without war, violence, taking advantage from each other. Expanding your loving kindness and compassion as far as your mind can go, covering the whole world, the whole universe, and countless universe. If your loving kindness and compassion touch on any spirit that needs to be uplifted, any being that needs to be uplifted, wishing this pure love and compassion to help them to be well, to be happy, to be comfortable, and to be free from suffering and danger. And now allow the mind to be back to the body, to stay still and stay relaxed for a moment. Cherish your mind with happiness and joy. Feel grateful and appreciation for this precious moment, for the time that you deserve to be at peace and happy. Now let's take a few good deep breaths before we open up our eyes. Breathe in and breathe out mindfully and slowly. Put a little smile on your face. Keep your mind stay still firmly at the center of the body. And when you are ready and relaxed, you may softly and gently open up your eyes. Welcome everyone back to the session. That was about 35 minutes meditating together. I hope everyone finds some inner peace inside yourself during that time that we meditate together. What would be the number of your happiness, peace, and relaxation at the end of the session like this? Start from 0 to 10. 0 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. You can type into the chat box so I can know and be happy for you. Wow, amazing. That many people get 10 out of 10. Easy, Terry, Cameron, 7.5, K, 10, Anna, 9, Melissa, 8, Melanin, 10, Matt, 8, Christy, 8. Wow, amazing. Okay, no problem, Jennifer. Okay, Brianna, 10. Wow, Edwin, 8, Taloman, 8, Paulina, 8, Steve, 8. Okay, wow. Thank you, Margaret, 10, Joanne, 7.5. Okay, perfect, perfect. I don't see anybody have the score below 5. You know what? This number indicates something. It tells us something. If you give yourself less than 5, today, this is the red flag that something is not right. Why can't you be happy at the end of the day like this? You deserve to be happy every single day. But the moment that you're about to go to bed, this is the time for you to cleanse your mind, reflect on your life, learn how to forgive, learn how to forget, learn how to let go and come back and nurture your mind before you go to bed. This is very important. This is something should be cultivated as a habit. Don't sleep with an angry mind. Don't sleep with the worry mind. Let go. If you ask me why, okay, Buddhist monk, the answer is like this: because life is uncertain. We don't know whether we will wake up tomorrow or not. So today, I want to make sure I go to bed happily. Whatever happened today is done. My body needs rest. I'm going to go back to bed and I'm going to have a nice rest. I'll fix it tomorrow. If the problem can be fixed, we fix it tomorrow. If it cannot be fixed, hey, nothing we can do about it. We have to accept it, move on. Okay, keep it simple like that. So 5 is the red flag. If your number above 5, this is good. If you have 10, maintain that 10 step. Okay, if you have 8, move up to 10. Okay, so work on that. This is the beauty of meditation, and there is no end to it. No end to it of how happy you can become. Okay, how peace and calm you can experience during your meditation. Okay, so the program is like this. If you are new, okay, we have 1 hour and 15 minutes. We will spend the first 30 to 35 minute meditation together first. And in another 20-25 minutes, I will share with you something that I prepare to help you to meditate better, to help you to be happier and living good life. And we have 3 teaching monks in this program. Okay, most of the time would be myself. If I'm not traveling or I'm not sick or anything, I will be here mainly. And we also have Venerable Warwood and Venerable Shu as well to help to sustain and to secure this community, okay, for at least, the year of 2023. Okay, we work on a yearly basis. At the end, another 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you can type in. And during the teaching, you can type in the chat box whatever question you have, okay, regarding to meditation and the technique and your experience. Feel free to type in the chat box, and then our staff will pass the question to me, or I will take a look into it myself, and then I'll answer it at the end. If I cannot answer all the questions, then I'll collect it and perhaps get back to you next session. Okay, and we try to be on time so you can move on and do something else. All right, so let me start my lecture today. Then we can learn something, and each week that you join, you will pick up some new information that help you to meditate better. So last week we talked about what is meditation. If you missed the last session, and then you can check out our YouTube channel. We will upload the new file weekly, so you can go back and relearn on your own pace. Today I like to continue of the question why after we talk about what. What is it that we are doing? What is meditation? Okay. And just to recap, meditation is about concentration, right? It's about the unification of mind when the mind is become unifying. Sensation, perception, thought, and cognition. These four things must be unified at one place in the center of the body. That's the idea of the meaning of the meditation. And today, why should we meditate? How is your day today? Things go wrong, things go well. How happy, how sad you are today. There's so many things that happen each day as we go through life, right? And we know how to take care of the body, but we don't know much of how to take care of the mind. So meditation come to play an important role for us to be used as a tool to take care of our mind. The Buddha said long time ago, I do not see a single thing that when it is developed and cultivated brings such happiness as the mind. If he can name one thing that worth developing, and that thing will point to the mind. Because the mind is the master of the body, the mind is the forerunner of all things. If your mind in good condition, you can be happy in bad situation because you can remain calm. And when you remain calm, it gives rise to wisdom of what you should do or how you should do to deal with that situation non-violently, wisely, mindfully. So it's worth investing in taking care of your mind. So number one, to lessen daily suffering. There's so many things going on in life today, right? But most of the mental suffering come from the thought, uncontrollable thought that come to your mind. The mind is bombarding with all kind of stimuli the moment we wake up. It stay out there all day long, okay? And most of those stimuli that come to our eye, our ear, our nose, most of them are negative. And that cause the mind to be crowded, to be worried. According to the research from Harvard, they found out that 47% of time, human being, we get lost in thought. We think of the past, we cannot let go, we worry too much about the future, and most of the things that we worry never happen. So basically 50% of our life on a daily basis, we get lost in thought. We never really live life in the present moment, and that is why number one global disability, according to World Health Organization, is depression, stress and depression. We have stress, we overwhelm ourselves with unnecessary thought, and it creates an unnecessary happiness into our mind. So wandering mind is an unhappy mind, is unhealthy mind. Keep that in mind. Oppositely, the still mind is the powerful mind. If you can keep your mind still and focus and be mindful, that mind is considered a powerful mind. You can deal with anything that coming through your life on a daily basis. This is number one reason why should we meditate, to help lessen suffering on a daily basis. Most of the suffering come from thinking, come from negative thought, come from not be able to remain calm, not be able to look through those situations totally, because your mind is scattered, is everywhere. So when you meditate, the mind come back. When the mind come back, it helps you to start seeing things the way they are. That is why it helps you to be mindful and help lessen your suffering. And number two, if we understand that the body cannot survive without food and water, so this is the food for the body. So the body can be happy, can be relaxed, can be strong and stronger, right? If you exercise and you eat good food. We know that. So the question is, what is the food for the mind then? The body eats food. What does the mind eat? What would be the food for the mind that can nurture the mind, that can strong the mind, that can help the mind to be better, stronger, and happier? So the food for the mind is happiness. That's my idea. What do you think? If your mind happy, you feel content, you don't need anything from the whole world. You appreciate, you happy, and happiness, can turn the world around, upside down, can tone down the conflict, can lessen, conflict in relationship, in the family, at work, because you are happy. When you are happy, you can smile. When you smile, the world can feel that, wow, this person is somebody, right? So if happiness is in the mind, there's no room for sadness. The mind can perceive only one thing at a time. If you are happy, you cannot be sad. That's how the mind works. If you are sad, you cannot be happy. You cannot laugh and smile. You cannot cry and laugh at the same time. You just cannot. The mind doesn't work that way. It has to be one thing at a time. So if you can secure the mind, the room of your whole mind with happiness, filled with happiness, then there will be no room for suffering, for sadness. So the food for the mind is happiness. Okay. So the reason why should we meditate is to find the real happiness. Happiness not just come from the same pleasure. This is where most people get trapped on the realm of happiness, the lowest level realm of happiness, which is happiness come from seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, eating. So what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, you feel happy. And you want more of that, hoping to be happier. This is the first realm of happiness, which is the lowest level of happiness through the lens of Buddhism. But when we meditate, we let go of those sense pleasure, we let go of those craving. We allow the mind to be back to the body. And when the mind let go, the mind come back. And when the mind come back and be still, eventually the mind will start feeling, a refined form of happiness. The technical term for this we call the jhana sukha, or the sukha means happiness. Happiness that comes from meditation. Happiness comes from concentration. Whatever technique you use, if you cannot be happy, I like you to reconsider, okay, of the technique that you practice. You should be happy, happier, and happiest. And that's the way meditation works. So when someone meditates, they bring the mind back. When their mind come back, the mind will be gradually let go of the craving and those negative stimuli, the mind being purified. And the more the mind being purified, the mind will enter the relaxed and calm state. Then it's enter the refined form of happiness that we can experience only through meditation practice. Is that it? No. The Buddha point to something higher than that. There is something called supreme happiness, or the technical term is called nibbana. If you are new to this term, don't worry about it, okay? I'm not going to be here teaching you about the Pali, but the idea that human being, we can develop our happiness to the highest level, where the mind is completely free from defilement or mental impurities, from greed, from hatred, from delusion, from anger, from all kind of bad things. And it can be done through the meditation practice. And that's this experience we can also be achieved to have this kind of experience through the meditation practice. So this is the second reason why should we meditate. Okay, not only to lessen the daily suffering, daily conflict, but also to find the real happiness inside ourselves. Happiness is here and now. It's right here. No need to search for it. It's already here. When you close your eye, you let go, you find it. Okay. Simple. You don't have to travel. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to eat anything. Sit back, relax, and let it be. Okay? That's the second reason. So, no happiness surpasses peace of mind. This is the words mentioned 2,500 years ago from the discovery of the Buddha himself. There's no such thing, okay, surpass the peace of mind, where the mind let go everything, let go all the craving. Then the mind come back. The mind can enter the state of peace and calm. That is called the refined form of happiness. And this kind of happiness cannot describe by any word. It's just not enough words to describe your happiness. You just give me the number, right? 10, 8, 9, those numbers. How can you explain your happiness when you feel like you have reached the 10 score of your happiness? How can you explain that? What is 8? What is 7? But it's good feeling. It's amazing feeling. I feel blissful. I feel joyful. I feel something special, but I don't know how to put in word, right? So that's the sense of the refined form of happiness. It's not the same happiness as you get the new clothes, new phone, new car, new relationship. It just cannot compare to that kind of happiness. This is a more refined, okay? And the third reason for us, why should we meditate, is to get to know the nature of your own mind. In psychological world, you may hear the word conscious mind and subconscious mind. Conscious mind is like the tip of the iceberg. We know when we think, when we eat, when we walk, when we talk, when we make decisions. We make decisions from the conscious mind. But the subconscious mind is the main part of the mind, which is the trunk of the iceberg that underneath the surface, where we have no idea what it is and how it works. And this is the main part of life. When we get to know this, it reveals all the secrets of life, of who we are, where we're from, why we're here, where are we going after we die. I think this is where the Buddha and the great monk in the past, where they have access to this unlimited wisdom when we open up the unconscious mind. For us, we don't have that ability yet, but meditation is the promising tool to help us to understand the nature of our own mind. So keep that in mind. There's so many things in life that we don't know, and we don't know that we don't know. This is called ignorance. How can we remove ignorance? You cannot just hit the delete button and all of a sudden become an awakened person. No, it doesn't work that way, right? So we need to persevere and practice, practice meditation, get to know ourselves through the meditation practice. So just to give you some information, we will have the lecture on the mind later on, okay, down the road, not today. Today is just to connect the dot for you so you can understand why should we meditate. And this is some of the nature of the mind. The mind is difficult to detect, it's hard to see, it's unstable, difficult to control. It gets excited easily with all the stimuli that coming through our sense door, positive, negative, and it's a thinking element, it's wandering. That is why when you close your eye and the mind start wandering, don't be surprised, don't get agitated, because it's the nature of the mind. Understand it, work with it, and let it be, right? You have to understand the nature of the monkey. The monkey doesn't like to stay still. When you want to steal the monkey, you need to feed him banana. Then the monkey stop, eat banana. When he done eating, he move again. So you need to work on your mind. Why is wandering a lot? Maybe you need to use the object, visualize some object, or using the mantra or the technique or the breath that keep the mind still. Okay, we get to the technique later on. The good news is the mind can perceive one thing at a time. If you're happy, you cannot be sad. If you are sad, you cannot be happy. I think this information is very useful to be happy. Okay, and the last reason why should we meditate, this is something quite deep where not many people are aware of this. Why should we meditate? If you ask the monk, this would be the reason why monk meditate. They aim higher than just relaxation, peace and calm, more than that. The mind is illuminous and it can be free from passing defilements. The wise person understands this nature of the mind as they really is. Therefore, for him, there is a mental development. To me, this sentence is very deep, and I reflect a lot of things out of this just one paragraph. A lot of wisdom. Number one, it points to the nature of the mind, that human mind is illuminous, is self-illuminous. The reason the mind is crowded and we cannot see that brightness of the mind is because there is a mental defilement or emotional defilement. Greed, hatred, lust, delusion, that always bombarding our mind on a daily basis, moment to moment, 24/7. Even the time that we go to sleep, we still sometimes have a lot of bad thought toward others. Wise person, smart person understand this. So for him, there is meditation. There is a mind development through the meditation practice. There are so many meditation that are available in this world. 2,500 years ago, people already practiced and did something to improve the quality of their mind, but they don't call it meditation. They call it something else. Some of them sit, some of them walk, some of them using the breath, some of them visualization, some of them just torture themselves. They do whatever it takes to get to know the nature of their mind. So just for us, now we in this 21st century, we don't have to do all of this. We just have to give ourselves a chance to explore the possibility, the technique that are available that work best for each one of us. This is subjectively, not objectively. You know yourself. The technique may work for someone, it may not work for you. This technique work for you, it may not work for your friend. So, right? We don't like the same food, but we eat food, and when we gain energy, we can survive similar to this. So here, the last and most important reason why should we meditate is to one day, we can lessen and remove completely the mental impurity from our own mind. And when that happens, the mind will experience the 100% freedom. Freedom from greed, freedom from lust, freedom from anger, freedom from delusion, or we can call the state of nibbana. It points to the same thing. All right, so these are the 4 main reasons why should we meditate. I wish everyone would go back and reflect on this. Okay, perhaps it helped you, it motivates you to get excited about this meditation journey and continue to develop your meditation practice. Don't give up. Okay, so the one who is concentrate, understand things as they really are. In other words, people who meditate up to the certain level, you will get to understand the nature of your own mind. When you see your mind, you understand your mind. When you understand your mind, you understand the world around you. Okay? All right. So we almost done. This is the last slide. So when we meditate, okay, this is something can be happening. It helps you to be more mindful. When you are mindful, you start seeing things the way they are. That make you a wiser person. You'll be more mindful, and when you're mindful, you become wiser because you start seeing things the way they are. When you see things the way they are, you make a better decision. It helps you to be more an ethical person. When you become an ethical person, you can think of others. You caring hard, you care for others, not being selfish. You think of others as well. And that makes you a happy man on the planet. All right. So that's it for the lecture today, and hope you learned something. Don't worry about make a note or anything. Okay. We will upload this video next week, so you can come back and relearn on your own pace. All right. So I'll give your guy a chance if you want to share experience or ask the question that you may have. Okay. So I try to keep my lecture short, okay, in less than 20-25 minutes, so we can have time for discussion. And again, if you have to leave, then please feel free, no problem, okay? You can come back anytime, relearn on your own pace. And if you would like to share your experience, you like to ask some question, again, feel free to type into the chat box. Here, we respect everyone's privacy. You don't have to turn on your camera. You don't have to speak on the microphone. You can remain silent, but we can communicate to the chat box so we don't disturb others.
Rajan, thank you so much for the session and lecture.
Thank you, Long Picharan. Thank you for bringing more friends. The first question is it okay for us to lie down during meditation if the back pain at the moment? The answer is yes, okay? You need to know your body. Meditation is about the mind training, but the drawback of lying down, it's easy to fall asleep, easy to lose consciousness because it's too relaxed. But it due to physical limitation, due to your physical condition, it's okay, no problem. You can lie down, find yourself comfortable chair and bed and sofa to sit and relax, no problem. Just make sure that you may be a little bit focused on the concentration side, because now the body is going to be fully relaxed with lying down position. And then if we fall asleep, then we don't really develop anything, right? Because we lost consciousness. What that person asks, do you offer Dhamma talk? What that person asked, do you offer? If you mean, do I give the Dhamma talk? The answer is yes, okay. I live at the I Monastery in the north of Thailand, and this is where me and my monk's brother live, and I also teach the Dhamma, okay, both in Thai and English as well. So you can check out on my website. Maybe Dong Picharan can type in my website, the thanatayobhikkhu.net, to the chat box. I also have Buddhism material for my own collection that I collect, that I found it easy to read and understand, easy to understand. So feel free to check that out. Okay, for Jennifer, it's okay if you find like today meditation is not as you expect. You know, meditation is a journey. When you go to the gym a few times, you may not see the changes in the body, right? You need to keep going back to the gyms, and then you can start seeing the changes in the whole body, the muscle, the blood circulation, the feeling as a whole. Same thing in meditation. If you come and sit once a week, and you feel nothing. But if you sit every day, I mean every day, okay, even 5-10 minutes, but it's better than 1 hour a week, and the rest of the week you don't sit. But if you sit 15 minutes every single day for 7 days, you start seeing a much better and much faster result than just 1 a week meditation. So don't worry about the result. Just at the moment, have self-discipline develop and get going, and to see what happened to you next week, next month. Okay, take your time, relax. I found it's difficult to still my mind. I feel physically tired by the end of the meditation. It's okay, Melissa, no problem. Okay, again, allow yourself to explore this journey. Your job is to observe what went well today, what went wrong today, what worked for you today, what doesn't work for you today. Continue to do what works, stop doing what doesn't work for you. Okay, physical pain can come in, many things can cause physical pain. You need to know yourself. Are you exercise regularly? How do you normally taking care of your physical body? Okay, so let's say if you sit for 1 week to see if that thing still happening, or it's happening randomly, just today or tomorrow there's no pain, and the next few days pain come back again. So observe on that, and then we can identify what caused that pain, and then we can work on that. Okay, sometimes it's really physical. Sometimes we need help from the doctor to remove and to take care of that physical pain. Okay, so for now, let's maybe start off with some stretch up or some little exercise before we sit, to see if it helps. How would you suggest someone go about finding a Buddhist teacher or getting into Buddhist life? Well, as this is optional, again, it's very subject to find the teacher and to getting to know Buddhist life. Like I said, human being, we born ignorance. We don't know that we don't know. It's our job to find a good teacher. Then he can teach us that what's missing in our life. He can open up our eyes to the new path of life. If I were born in somewhere on the planet, I may not be Buddhist. And now, this lifetime I born in Thailand, the land of Buddhism, I become Buddhist. But it doesn't mean I understand and I study Buddhism. No. I take it for granted. I don't know what the Buddha teach. Okay. And as I grow up, I learn a little bit here and there. And then there is a turning point in my life where it dragged me to the path of Buddhism and being a monk, because my dad passed away. I take this opportunity to ordain for my mom, and then I become a Buddhist monk. But when I do something, I do it for real. I'm not just do it for the sake of ceremony or to please someone, including my parents. I just really want to know what the Buddha teaches. And then it opened up my mind, it opened up my eyes to this new wisdom about life. So again, it's up to you as individual to find good teacher. Okay, because to be success in life, we need help from someone. We need someone who's smarter than us. We need our teacher, and the teacher will guide us, okay, to the right path to live good life. All right, so that's my view. What is the simplest technique one can do to still one's mind? Person with that have racing thought bad enough to cause myself headache and sometimes. Okay, so the question is, what is the simplest technique that one can use to still one's mind? In the Buddhist text, the Buddha teach about 40 techniques that help to calm the mind down. So we need to know our preference, your habit, your characteristics. Some technique work for me, it may not work for you. Some technique work for you, it may not work for your friends. One of the technique that the Buddha talked about, reflect on the dead body. When we think of death, the mind come back, slow down. We are about to get angry, the mind wandering a lot. If you ask yourself, you know what, I'm going to die anyway. Why don't I let go now? Whether or not I'm going to have to let go, if you let go now, then the mind come back. So for some people, reflection on death work for him. Then the mind stop. Death can be happening any moment in life. As we speak, we don't know. All of these physical organs can stop function at any moment. The heart can stop beating, the lung, the liver, it can stop. It can be malfunction at any moment. When death comes, everything stops. So when someone reflect on death, it helps them to still the mind quicker. But for some people thinking of death, they get scared. When they get scared, they cannot meditate, right? So we need to kind of give ourselves a chance to exploring here and there. But to answer this question, why don't you start from breathing first? Breathing meditation, you don't need anything. You can develop mindfulness through the breath, because wherever we go, every day that we wake up, we breathe, right? The breath is here. Instead of breathing and without getting advantage of the breath, why don't we come back and utilize the breath as a technique to be mindful? Ask yourself the question, where is your mind now? Where is my mind now? And when you ask your mind, you know where your mind is. When you know where your mind is, you can do something about it. It helps you to regain your consciousness and mindfulness. Then you can come back and the mind can be still. And meditation is not in that session. This is where most people have a problem with. They cannot manage and utilize the mindfulness and meditation in the real life. When you go to work, when they go to school, you only meditate in that 30 minutes or 1 hour when you come home, or when you have time, you lock the door and you sit, you feel peace and happiness. And when you leave that room, you come back to the reality and then you're suffering. You don't like the way people say, you don't like the way you see things, hear things, you make a lot of decisions, right? So we cannot put meditation in a room into the reality when we have to live with others. This is something that when I have seen many people have a problem. Even though people said, oh, I meditate for 20 years. And why don't you be happy? You make judgment on others, have a negative thought all the time. Something is wrong in your practice. Okay, so let's start from mindfulness practice. Okay, being mindful with your breath and go from there. I think using the breath is probably the easiest, tool that available. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to go any places. Even in the toilet, you can meditate. All right. So let's go from there. What is the best way to start working with the subconscious level of the mind? Okay. The best way is to be mindful. Okay. Right now, right here. Are you with me 100%? Or you watching television, check your email while listening to my answer? If you mindful right here, right now, this is the starting point for you to get to the higher level of your meditation practice of the subconscious mind. We cannot enter the subconscious mind if you're not mindful at the conscious level. We have to be conscious. We have to be mindful and do one thing at a time. Okay. Understand it, be with it moment to moment. And this build a good foundation, okay, of the mind. And the mind can be with us 100%. The mind can be still. Whenever you meditate, the mind can come back right away. When it can come back right away, this is the indicator telling you that you are a mindful person. You don't let the mind distract or don't let the mind wandering outside all day long. You find a way to bring it back. And that is why when you come home and you sit, within less than a few minutes, the mind come back. For some people, it may take, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or the rest, or the whole session, the mind cannot come back at all, right? So in order for you to regain that ability to access the subconscious mind in the deep level, you need to start off with, developing the mindfulness on a daily basis. Okay, this one I'm not sure I understand. Okay, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, is a condition that affects people's behavior. People with ADHD can seem restless, may have trouble concentration, and may act impulsive. Okay, is that a question? Okay, there may be more questions. It's okay. Each week we learn something, okay, new input, something here and there. And I hope I can answer some of the questions that you may have and to clear some of the doubt that you may have, so we can have joyful journey together. Learn and practice, learn and practice, learn and practice. This is how I see it, okay? I may not be able to answer all the questions that you have, but again, feel free to ask. I'll find the answer and get back to you in the later session. Okay. All right. So it's about 8:15 now. I hope everyone have a good session today. Please stop by next week. Bring more friends to, if you think they can get benefit from this. We are here to just meditate and learn something that help us to meditate better. We want to build a mindful community. I think the world needs the community like this. The more, the better for the whole world. We cannot all of a sudden turn the whole world to be at peace. It's just impossible. My background is in peace study. And when we talk about peace, we have no idea what it is that we are talking about. And we try to make peace to the world. So now we come to this. I see this is the simplest way to make peace. If we can turn one mind to be at peace at a time, eventually the whole world can be at peace. Okay, it's about finding yourself, finding your happiness. If you are happy, you can make the world around you happy. Okay, your spouse, your parents, your children, people at work, people at school. If you are happy, you can create a big impact to people around you. So that is why I feel like this is a very important activity for all of us, not only to meditate by ourselves, at the same time to meditate together as a group like this and bring more people to meditate together. That's how I see it. Okay, so if anything else, you can just leave the message to the chat box. I'll get back to you guys later. And then other than that, I'll see you again next Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Please have a nice evening, everyone. Stay safe, stay positive, and stay happy.